Some men radiate strength without saying a word. Others walk into a room and instantly lose respect. The difference: it's not about muscles, money, or status. It's about emotional control. Weak men let emotions control them, snapping under pressure, seeking validation, or making excuses. Strong men, they master their emotions no matter the situation. Most guys don't even see it happening. They think losing their temper makes them dominant. They think proving a point makes them respected. They think suppressing emotions makes them strong. It doesn't. True strength isn't about what you do. It's about what you refuse to do. Look at Keanu Reeves. He doesn't chase attention. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't let his emotions run the show. That's why he's one of the most respected men in Hollywood. Meanwhile, every few months you see a famous athlete or celebrity ruin their career because they couldn't control their emotions. One bad decision, one emotional reaction, and their reputation is gone. In this video, we're breaking down 10 things emotionally strong men never do, with real-world examples and practical steps to help you build unshakable mental strength. By the end, you'll have a mindset that commands respect, earns trust, and keeps you in control, no matter what life throws at you. A man who can't control himself is a man who will always be controlled by something else's emotions, his fears, or, worse, by other people. Most men think strength is about how much you can lift, how tough you talk, or how little you show emotion. But real strength, it's about what you refuse to do. Have you ever met a man who seems unshakable, the kind of guy who walks into a room and you just feel his presence? He doesn't have to prove anything. He doesn't need to be the loudest or the toughest, but you know he's in control. And then there's the opposite. The guy who talks a big game but falls apart under pressure. The guy who acts fearless, but deep down he's ruled by insecurity. The difference between these two men is not money, status, or even natural talent. It's emotional strength, the ability to master yourself before the world masters you. The strongest men aren't the ones who act tough. They're the ones who have the discipline to not do certain things that weaken their mind, their confidence, and their control over life. And today we're breaking down 10 things emotionally strong men never do, so you can build that same unshakable mindset. Society sells you a false idea of strength. They tell you that a real man never shows fear, never struggles, never lets emotions affect him. That's a lie. Myth 1. Emotionally strong men never feel fear. False. They just don't let fear control their actions. Myth 2. Emotional strength means suppressing emotions. False. True strength means understanding your emotions and choosing how to respond, instead of letting them dictate your actions. Example: Jocko Willink, ex-Navy SEAL, leadership expert. Jocko doesn't pretend fear doesn't exist. He just refuses to let it make his decisions for him. He wakes up at 4:30 a.m. every single day to train, not because it's easy, but because discipline overrides emotion. That's why people respect him. Not because he's emotionless, but because he's in control. Right now, be honest, are you in control of your emotions, or do they control you? Do you react to life, or do you respond with discipline? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop doing, so you can become the kind of man who leads himself and never lets emotions make him weak. Trait 1. They never blame others. The moment you blame someone else, you give away your power. Weak men blame their boss, their parents, society, anyone but themselves. Strong men own their reality. Blaming others is easy. Taking responsibility, that's real strength. Example: David Goggins, ex-Navy SEAL, ultra-endurance athlete. Goggins grew up with every excuse to fail: poverty, an abusive father, learning disabilities. He could have spent his life blaming the world. Instead, he took ownership, rebuilt himself, and became one of the toughest men on the planet. Next time something goes wrong, resist the urge to blame. Instead, ask, what can I do to fix this? That shift in mindset will change your life. Trait 2, they never complain. Weak men complain because it's easier than changing. Complaints don't solve problems, they just make you feel like a victim. Now think about the strongest men you admire. Do you ever hear them whine about life? No. They either accept things or change them. Example, Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, Stoic philosopher. Marcus Aurelius ruled during plagues, wars, and betrayals. He could have complained every day. Instead, he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Catch yourself before you complain today. Ask, am I venting or am I problem solving? If it's just venting, stop. Trait 3, they never let emotions control them. A man ruled by his emotions is unpredictable, unstable, and easy to manipulate. It's not about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. Example, Kobe Bryant, NBA legend, Mamba mentality. Kobe missed game-winning shots. He faced massive pressure, but he never let frustration control his next move. Instead, he stayed focused and worked harder. When you feel anger, insecurity, or frustration today, don't react immediately. Pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this response in my control? Trait 4, they never seek validation. The need for approval makes you a slave to other people's opinions. If you need others to tell you you're valuable, you'll always be controlled. Example, Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX CEO. When Musk started Tesla, people mocked him. If he needed their approval, he would have quit. Instead, he kept going and changed the world. Stop checking social media for likes. Stop adjusting yourself to get people's approval. Start doing things because you believe in them. Trait 5, they never avoid discomfort. Why growth only comes from struggle. Weak men seek comfort. Strong men seek challenges. Your potential is just outside your comfort zone. If you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. Example, Mike Tyson, boxing legend. Tyson was terrified before fights, but he trained himself to embrace the fear, to walk toward discomfort instead of away from it. I want to be stronger. Do one thing today that makes you uncomfortable. Speak up in a meeting, wake up an hour earlier, take a cold shower. Trait 6, they never hold grudges. Holding a grudge doesn't make you strong, it means someone else still controls your emotions. Strong men don't waste energy replaying the past. They let go and move forward. Example, Arnold Schwarzenegger, actor, bodybuilder, former governor. His father abused him. Hollywood rejected him. Instead of being bitter, he used every setback as fuel to rise higher. Think of one person who wronged you. Instead of holding on to anger, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? If not, let it go. Trait 7, they never make excuses. Excuses are lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. Weak men find reasons why they can't. Strong men find ways to do it anyway. Example, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, actor, former wrestler. At 23, he had $7 to his name. Instead of making excuses, he built himself into one of the most successful men on the planet. Next time you catch yourself making an excuse, replace it with an action. Instead of saying, "I don't have time to work out," say, "I'll do 10 push-ups right now." Trait 8, they never stop learning. The moment you think you know enough is the moment you start falling behind. Strong men stay curious. They never let their ego block growth. Example, Warren Buffett, billionaire investor. Even in his 90s, Buffett still reads for hours every day. He knows the second he stops learning, he stops winning. Dedicate at least 15 minutes a day to learning, whether it's reading, listening to a podcast, or talking to someone smarter than you. Find one new skill, idea, or perspective today. Expand your mind daily. Trait 9, they never fear failure. Weak men see failure as the end. Strong men see it as a lesson. The faster you fail, the faster you succeed because you learn what works. Example, Jeff Bezos, Amazon founder. Amazon failed hundreds of times, bad products, lost millions, but he kept experimenting. That's why he built an empire. Start seeing failure as feedback. Ask yourself after every mistake, what can I learn from this? Try something today where failure is possible. Push your limits. Trait 10, they never neglect their health. Your body is your foundation. If you let it weaken, everything else falls apart. Strong men don't just train their minds, they train their bodies too. Example, Jocko Willink, ex-Navy SEAL, discipline expert. Every day, Jocko is up at 4:30 a.m. training. Not because he likes it, but because he knows discipline beats motivation. I don't wait for motivation. Start small, take a walk, do 20 push-ups, drink more water. Build the habit. For the next 7 days, commit to one simple health habit exercise, better sleep, or healthier eating. Emotional strength isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And the more you build it, the more unshakable you become. Which of these 10 traits do you need to work on most? Drop a comment below. If you're serious about leveling up, hit subscribe because we're just getting started.